had arguably the most dramatic reveal of the first season of the show. So what do you like? What do you think makes a great villain?
I think a villain that is... I always like a villain that has a plan, but a villain that can adapt and move on their feet. And I think that's the case with Sauron. We can't lie about the fact that he's a villain unequivocally, but there is like a it's been really fun exploring the three-dimensional side of him, right? And I think there's a tendency to overdo that maybe in some like modern adaptations of things, to try and make a villain too sensitive or too much of an anti-hero. But I think there's some really cool stuff that this show does in his journey, which makes you understand him a bit more, because there is so much depth in everything that Tolkien wrote about his backstory.
Absolutely. And I love that you're saying that, because I think any villain that has an extra dimension to them is always more interesting. And so do you feel like before we got the reveal in season 1, do you feel like any of the stuff from the character beforehand is still, like a real part of him? Or do you feel like all of that was totally fake? There was nothing real, there was nothing redeemable?
No, I think it's a really good question. It's a question like I don't fully know the answer to, right? I think it's only natural that quite a bit of the things that he did in the first season have bled into who he is, because these are experiences that he's lived through. Of course, I like to leave it ambiguous, that like, was he doing the whole thing to manipulate Galadriel, or did he fully think that, was there a part of him that believed he could return to good? Well, not even return to good, be drawn towards the light, I guess. And there is no definitive answer, I think. But you see more in the second season. It reveals a bit more of his past.
All right, I'll take that. Now, I know I can't ask you about any very serious spoilers, but I like to ask for an inconsequential spoiler. So tell me something about your character you haven't told anyone else. It could be something you have just in your head that isn't on paper. You could tell me in episode 3 you go traveling.
I want to say that Sauron is not confined to Eregion. So we know that he goes to Eregion. It's in the trailer. But he spends a lot of time there, but he doesn't stay there the whole time.
That's good. That's perfect. That's a good level. I like that. That makes sense. All right, last one for you. I love a watch party, and I know people are going to be getting together with their friends to watch season 2. What do you think is essential for a Rings of Power season 2 viewing party?
Well, food and drink, right? To be honest, sometimes you need like a hanky or something for your tears, because the few times that I had a watch party was the end of season 1, 8th episode, and I was bawling my eyes out. So, maybe not in Sauron's bits. I don't think, they don't pull on the heartstrings that much, but you never know. Yeah.